with Neymar, when he was in Barcelona, I think that Neymar gave us a little glimpse, like, of Ronaldinho, how he was, remember? He kind of reminded us how Ronaldinho was.
Well, I'll tell you this much, bro. Neymar, after he left Barca, has he been able to be replaced effectively on that wing by Barca?
No.
There you go. That says a lot, right?
No.
So, I think after Ronaldinho, we can easily say that Neymar has been the best winger that Barca have had.
After Ronaldinho?
Yeah, on that side, right?
Yeah.
After Ronaldinho, it was Henry, right? Kind of on
yeah.
that wing because Ronaldinho's transitioned to a 10, right?
Yeah, because it was a mixture of, like, after Ronaldinho, I think that the players that had to play the wing was David Villa. He had Sanchez sometimes playing the wing, and then you have Pedro Gonzalez, who, technically speaking, I feel, him and Villa were kind of competing for that spot.
But as a natural winger, though, right?
Yeah.
As a natural winger, you can say it was Ronaldinho there first, right? When we started watching Ronaldinho, he was playing on that wing, and then Ronaldinho transitioned more to like a 10, right?
Yeah,
and then Henry came in, and Henry was kind of playing on that wing.
Yeah.
Right? But after that, it was Neymar.
Yeah,
right?
Neymar.
And then when Neymar came in, and then we saw MSN, right? When we saw MSN, we did talk about this, and we said, man, honestly, Neymar is the closest that we've seen come to Ronaldinho.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think Neymar, he kind of carried the playing style of like the Brazilians, how they were known before, the Ronaldinho, the Ronaldinho, you get me, etc. Even Romario, I think he played as a number 9 for Barcelona.
Yeah, he was more of a striker. He wasn't really like a winger,
Yeah,
but he was still that Brazilian gene that you can say, the Brazilian style, right? The Brazilian type of player, right?
Yeah, and Neymar, that's how he was. It kind of sucks, dude, to see how Neymar kind of finished his career, and it was all because of, technically speaking. Now, I wouldn't say it wasn't just about money, because I think it was about money as well.
Money had to do
a lot with it,
but
I think the most, because when I saw the Netflix documentary, the documentary of Neymar, his father said it, that he didn't want Neymar to leave, but he said that there wasn't anything I was able to do, because at the end of the day, he is his own person.
But bro, I mean, let's not go too far. What happened to Neymar's career after he left Barca?
Yeah, and I was going to say something before going into the subject. It kind of sucks because, and we heard about this before, even in the interview that Neymar had kind of released recently, we had kind of heard that, Messi had pretty much offered, Neymar to kind of, take over if he wanted
Basically,
to kind of stay so he can kind of show off and pretty much become the best player in the world.
He was going to help him win the Ballon d'Or.
And pretty
that's
much
what Messi told him.
And Neymar confirmed it with that little interview, you get me?
Yeah.
But, it's going back to like what you said, when he went to PSG, bro, I remember it was a 222 million, and it kind of sucked, dude, because,
I think what sucked is that we saw both sides lose. We saw Neymar lose in terms of his career. In my opinion, his career went downhill from there. And then Barca lost because, they got the 222 million, but what did they do with it?
Oh, man. And we remember, I think Barcelona was so desperate to pretty much replace Neymar's position and Neymar himself. And they splurged out that money with Dembélé and Coutinho. Which,
in my opinion, they never were able to replace Neymar.
Because Coutinho was never like a winger, bro. For Liverpool, when he came from Liverpool, Coutinho played more like a cam, like a number 10. But in that position, I mean, are you gonna really take it away from Messi?
No, and that's the thing, bro. See, that's the thing. That Barca were never able to replace Neymar, right? So that kind of leaves you with like a sour taste, because even Guardiola said if Neymar would have stayed at Barca would have probably won 2 or 3 more Champions Leagues, and I think it's true.
I think so too, because
I think it's true
that before he left, that was the comeback, the 6-1 versus PSG, and I think that's for him. I think that was the breaking point in terms of seeing like. Because remember, in that game, Neymar scored a PK and he scored the free kick.
That free kick, yeah.
And I think all the headlines pretty much focused on, Messi's comeback. But I mean, me and you saw the game, bro, and Neymar had a hell of a game during that game, bro.
He did.
He played really good.
So I mean, now they're saying that Neymar is trying to go back to Barca, right?
Yeah. Would you take him back though?
I would take him back because Barca don't have a winger on that side. We cannot rely on Ferran Torres on the wing on that side. That's just. We can't do that. So I would take him back. I think that if Neymar gets more rhythm in Santos, and he becomes a little bit more fit,
And I think he can, because the Brazilian league, I think a lot of people undermine it, but the Brazilian is very physical, dude.
I was watching the highlights. Some of his highlights, they were really, they were going hard. They're going hard on him. But then I also kind of see that Neymar has lost a little bit of that spark.
He does, but but you know, think about it.
But the skill is still there,
he
bro.
He came back from an ACL tear. And
that's true.
Over there in the Saudi, he came back, and then he got injured again. Yeah. So technically speaking, Neymar, I would say this is his second game playing.
I think I was watching the highlights from the third game, where I think Memphis Depay was in the other team.
Oh yeah.
I was watching those highlights, and you see the thing is that you can still see the skill set, bro. The skill is there when he touches the ball, his vision, his passing, it's there. It's just that I think he lost a little bit of that spark or that speed with which he would pass the ball, dribble, or go by past players. But I mean the skill is still there, so. I think if he were to develop a rhythm and he were to get more fit, I would definitely take Neymar back at Barca, bro.
I think that, I honestly believe that if like you said, if Neymar was to go ahead and, kind of pick up rhythm and, kind of take serious the fact that he wants to go to Barcelona, I think it's a win-win for both Neymar and Barca, because you see at Barcelona, like you said, right? Technically speaking, Barcelona doesn't have a winger secure for that position, right?
No.
And right now, actually, how Barcelona are playing, Rafinha has been very effective for Barcelona in that position. And you have Yamal, and then
imagine that though, bro. Let's say real quick, Neymar were to come back.
Yeah.
You have Neymar, you have Rafinha coming in, behind the number 9, right?
Like a 10.
And then you have Lamine Yamal on that one playing with his idol, bro.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, and I think that will kind of...
That'll be sick.
In my opinion, I think that will kind of help Yamal. Not because, he needs more motivation, but I think, he's going to enjoy it.
But it's like a motivation, It's like you're going on the field, you're going to enjoy every moment that you can play with your idol, right?
It's kind of like what Neymar said at that time with Messi.
He
said that he wanted to play with Messi. And even to this day, he's always said that Messi for him is the best player in the world in history, in his opinion, But I agree with you. I think that it would be a win-win for Barcelona in a sense. You could possibly have Yamal, step up in a sense where he's going to improve his game a lot more. Yeah, he's going to be happier because he's going to be more motivated to playing with somebody he really wants to play, in this case his idol. And then you have Rafinha. Rafinha in this sense is Brazilian, right? Yeah.
And then it's going to be good even for Neymar. Let's say Neymar does that, right? Let's say he were to do that. It would be even good for him because he'll prepare for the World Cup next year, right?
It will help him pretty much.
It would help him a lot, and then it would also help out Rafinha with the connection with Neymar. Think about it. So, I mean, I'm not sure. This is all
speculation.
Yeah, of course. This is all in theory. What would happen if Neymar were to actually, get fit? He would, start getting some more rhythm, not have these injuries that he's been having, bro. Take it more seriously, right? Because we can say that his lack of commitment has gotten to him, right?
I think that I think it was very hard for him to be committed at a club like PSG, bro. It's because PSG pretty much just gave him everything he wanted. Yeah. And then of course,
And real quick, did you know that PSG also included in his contract because he asked for, I think his agent negotiated that in his contract, bro, at PSG where he can go ahead. Yeah, he can have some time off to go into his birthday parties or whatever.
For his sister. Yeah, but that just goes to show you, dude. PSG did everything they could to land Neymar. I can't really blame PSG from a sporting level because at that time, dude, if you really think about it, you're pretty much bringing possibly the next player to. On paper, to take Messi and Ronaldo, because
well, I think he was the player behind Messi and Ronaldo.
In the Ballon d'Or, he was. You remember the ceremony?
I mean, and then we even said this, skill-wise. Yeah. We're talking about just skill-wise.
Dribbling technique.
Yes. We said that we even think that Neymar, at some point, was even better than Messi.
Yeah,
skill-wise. Just like we can say, and I think you can agree with me on this, that Ronaldinho, too, at his peak, I would say that his skill-wise was better than Messi.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's just that Messi was more consistent. Messi was, creative player, his passing. It's just the consistency that he did it with, But, I mean, when we saw Neymar at Barca, during the MSN, even when Messi was injured at some point at Barca,
he carried Barcelona.
Neymar was carrying Barcelona, bro.
Yeah, it just kind of goes to show how good Neymar really was. And it's funny because I don't think a lot of people hate on Neymar. I think a lot of people, unless you're maybe like a hardcore Real Madrid fan, but I've heard from some Real Madrid fans where they say like,
they like Neymar.
because you gotta respect the football that some player can kind of
Can give you.
yeah, they can give you, and so yeah, I mean,
skill
like you said, it's all speculation, but would I want to see Neymar back? Yeah, I would. I definitely would. And I think that, you know what, to be honest, I think that would only happen though if Neymar were to like agree to maybe lower his salaries and his.
But I think he will, bro, because I don't think he's getting paid a lot of Santos.
No, but you know what was crazy too is.
Unless is Qatar still paying for his wages while he's at Santos?
I'm not too sure because I think they terminated his. I'm not too sure, but I don't know if they terminated his contract or what happened.
I heard that supposedly he actually let go of a lot of money by going to Santos.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted. Well, he was having issues with the coach from the team.
And
he said that Neymar wasn't fit enough to be playing at the high level. He said.
And I think that maybe he also wants to prepare for the World Cup, dude. I think he wants to.
I think it's his last dance.
It is his last dance, and I think he wants to be in the World Cup.
You could possibly talk about Neymar coming into this World Cup, the 2026, just the same way a lot of people were talking about Messi coming into the 2022 World Cup.
Where was his pretty much his
it's the last dance, you know. So and I honestly believe, right? I honestly believe that if Neymar was, is able to go ahead and get 100% fit and take the sport serious again and just do it just for the pure of love, not like I want to be a star and, not be worried about that anymore. I do feel that Brazil, not just because of Neymar, right? Because then you also have to factor in how is Rafinha going to come in, right?
That's true.
And then, you could possibly think about Vinicius as well.
Vinicius Junior too.
They'll
have a pretty solid attacking, in my opinion. If Rafinha goes to the World Cup the way he's doing at Barca right now, and then you have Neymar potentially at least coming. To be honest, bro, I would even say a 75% fit Neymar is good enough.